Precut rye straw is made from cereal rye that is cut green after heading, but before seed formation. It requires some rain to bleach it from green to white or yellow, then it's raked and baled. Rye straw is longer and cleaner than combine straw since it's not been run through a combine. Commonly owned hay equipment can be used to make it, and a combine is not necessary. It's often used for landscape mulch and horse and livestock bedding. Rye is mowed with a traditional hay bine or disc bine. Timing is important that you get it as the rye is in full heads, but before the anthers and the pollen starts to shed. Rye that's allowed to shed pollen can be a problem because the pollen gets on equipment and the anthers can get stuck in the air intakes of tractors and can be messy. Just like hay, rye is tet the day after mowing to help dry it out and to provide a nice spread of the material over the field. After a few tenths of an inch of rain, the rye turns from green to yellow and will be ready to bale soon. When good weather is in the forecast, a day or two after a rain, it's time to rake it and get ready to bale. Typically, rye is made in small square bales, but it can also be made in round bales or big square bales, just like you would with hay or straw. Here's a picture of rye in wagons that was made into small square bales. Rye is also sold for landscape mulch, as seen in this picture, on a trailer ready to go out to a job. An advantage of rye is that you can double crop field corn, soybeans, sweet corn, and pumpkins after it because it's usually harvested in late May or early June. Pumpkins fit well into this scenario because they get planted in mid-June. Sweet corn also fits into this schedule as well because it can be planted into June and July for later plantings. Some potential problems: if rye is no-tilled into field corn in the fall and it's not mowed, the disc bine and rake can pick up the corn stalks and mix that with the rye straw. Another problem is if rye is allowed to go to seed, those rye seeds can germinate in the field, causing a problem for the next crop. The rye seed will be in the straw, causing a problem with rodents and also weeds in the mulch that's being used for. Rye can lodge due to heavy rain with high nitrogen, and it can be difficult to cut cleanly, and it can be hard to handle and dry if it's too thick. Here's a picture of corn fodder and rye that was rained on multiple times on the top of the mow compared to rye that was cut and made with ideal conditions below it. Some economics about rye straw: typically 2 to 3 tons per acre is standard, with $120 to $250 per ton, depending on the market and the bales that are baled, providing $240 to $750 per acre of gross revenue. Expenses: with 2 bushel per acre at roughly $15 a bushel is about $30 an acre, plus the no-till planting expense of $20 an acre. Fertilizer removal from the agronomy guide is about $75 an acre, and some farmers will put an additional 50 units of nitrogen on in the spring at green up with another expense, but roughly $150 an acre of growing expenses. Harvesting expenses are like that of hay: $20 an acre to mow, $10 to tet, $10 to rake, at a 2.5 ton yield and $1 a bale, $125 an acre, plus the handling expenses of the straw. So adding up the expenses, you got $150 an acre to grow it, $165 an acre to harvest it, with your expenses roughly at $315 an acre, and you still had a cover crop over the winter to protect the soil. Any questions, feel free to contact me. My information is listed below there. Thank you.